Hi guys, this is Emily Cupelli, and for today's video I have a DIY dashboard for your sticky notes. I want to start with a little disclaimer. I will be using my hole punch from Create 360, the Happy Planner, to punch some acetate. Anyhow, it says that the maximum is 3 sheets of paper and 1 sheet of cardstock. So I'm not sure how safe it is to use with acetate or anything other than paper, so I'll be showing you what I did, but if you decide to do anything like that, it is under your own risk. Anyway, I started like I just said, punching the holes in a piece of acetate. I already cut the piece of acetate to the length of my Happy Planner pages, so I'll be aligning it with the marks that are in the hole punch. Then I will press really hard and get the holes in my acetate piece, which by the way I got at Dónde, and those are the graphics plastic sheets and they are the 0.007 inches thick. Since it is much wider than I needed, I'll be cutting it down to 1¼ inch. And for this I am using my Fiskars trimmer. Then I'll be rounding the corners that are on the edge of the holes, and for this I am using my crocodile, more specifically the 1/4 inch side. It is a really good corner rounder, so it rounded the corners of my acetate really easily. And here I am simply measuring one of the pages of my Happy Planner. As you can see, it is about 9¼ inches long and 7 inches wide. Anyhow, now I'll be cutting my chipboard, which is the area where I'll be putting the sticky notes. And I don't want it to be as wide as the page, so I'll be cutting it down to 6 3/8 inch. Anyhow, keep in mind that it is as long as the Happy Planner page, it simply is not as wide. And since I am using chipboard for this, which is pretty thick, and which by the way I also got at jones.com, what I did in order to cut it with my trimmer was to cut one side first, and then I flipped it and I cut it through the other side, making sure I aligned it really well in the exact same place I aligned it the first time. This way I started the cut in one side of the chipboard and then finished it through the other side. Once I cut it through both sides, it is still attached. Anyhow, I just had to pull it apart. I was pretty satisfied with the result I got, and this was a really easy way to cut it. I also used my 1/4 inch crocodile to round the corners of my chipboard piece. Now I went back to my piece of acetate and I stick some washi tape from Scotch along the edge that doesn't have the holes on it. This will cover the adhesive that I will add to the back of the acetate. Once I had the washi tape in place and very straight, I cut the excess of it. Now I am adding the adhesive that I was talking about earlier, for which I am using some Scor-Tape, which is a pretty strong adhesive, and I am using 2 long pieces of this adhesive to make sure it stays in place. Remember, I am adding this adhesive not on top of the washi tape, but on the other side of the acetate. Then I will remove the backing paper from the adhesive and I will place the piece of acetate on my table with the adhesive facing up. I will align the edge of the chipboard with the edge of the washi tape and I will stick them together. I calculated the measurements that I used so that the chipboard plus the acetate would be as wide as a page of my Happy Planner. You will see what I mean by this at the end, once I place it in the Happy Planner. To make a little tab for my dashboard, I used another piece of acetate that were 1½ inches wide. I folded the long side of this acetate piece on 5/8 inch. Then I cut the long side of it to be as short as the other side. Again, I used my washi tape, as you can see here, to both sides of my tab. This washi tape will also be covering the adhesive. Here I am adding some Scor-Tape to the inside of my tab. To stick my sticky notes to the dashboard, I use more Scor-Tape. You can use the adhesive you prefer. I simply happen to like this one. I added sticky notes and sticky flags and even some little sticky hearts to my dashboard. I will link in the info box the whole videos where I show where I got all of my sticky notes and sticky flags I show in this video. Here I have this notepad in a shape of a frappuccino, which I absolutely love, and I wanted to use somewhere, so what I decided to do was to take 3 sheets of them, since the maximum of sheets of paper I can use in my hole punch is 3 sheets, and I added some holes to it. As you can see here, whenever I want to use one of those, I simply take it out. I absolutely love how this dashboard turns out. I feel I was able to fit a lot of sticky notes and sticky flags on it. Plus it looks really pretty, and I have all of my most used sticky notes very handy for whenever I want to use them. Now I wanted to show you what I did with the pieces of acetate that I had left when I cut down my sheet of acetate at the beginning of the video. I simply punched some holes on it and then cut it out into 3 different pieces. I added some Scor-Tape to it as well, and then I simply sticked one of my sticky notes to it. I added some more adhesive with my runner adhesive and sticked another sticky note to the back of it. I can use this to write notes on it or simply as a decorative element, and I have left some more of those clips. Well guys, this is it for my DIY dashboard. I hope you like it as much as I did, and if you did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed yet. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day and I'll see you next time. Bye!